For more on the passing of former Deputy President David Mabuza, we cross to SABC News reporter Samkele Maseko, who is in Barberton at the Mabuza family farm. Good afternoon, Samkele. Perhaps share with us if maybe you have been able to interact with a number of mourners who continue to extend their condolences there.
Well, Mfundo, a number of mourners are arriving here at the family farm in Barberton, where the Deputy President of the ANC and former Deputy President of the country and of the ANC, David Mabuza, former Premier of this province, of the rising sun of Mpumalanga, he resided at this particular property of this farm. I am going to bring in Mr. Pat Ngomane, who worked with DD Mabuza for the longest of time in the African National Congress and also within the structures of the provincial executive of the government. Mr. Ngomane, just your memory of the late David Mabuza, the cat that you worked with for a number of years.
Thank you for the opportunity. My memories are very wide. I worked with Comrade Didi when I was very young, but my best memories it's when he was assisting young people to get to school, when he was building Mpumalanga in government, and when he built Mpumalanga infrastructure of ANC. So I remember him as a person who was very decisive, right or wrong, he will take a decision. So I remember him as a person who was building the ANC, was building government, build a lot of opportunities for young people.
When you look at the infrastructure development, I recently interacted with one HOD within the province and said, Samkele, if you look at the infrastructure of Mpumalanga, Mabuza's legacy from 2009 when he became Premier was infrastructure development within the province. What do you have to say, particularly having worked with him in government, looking at the schools that were built, the road infrastructure that was improved, the fresh produce market that was recently unveiled from his tenure, going to Refilo Mtsweni and now to Mandla Ndlovu?
No, that old man was one person who had a passion with the development of Mpumalanga. He identified the corner of Bushbuck Ridge and tried to change that corner of Bushbuck Ridge. He built a lot of schools, he built a lot of roads in that particular area. And he also liked a lot of education. He had a passion with education. That is why in the corners of Mpumalanga, all these farm schools were changed into boarding schools. So it's one person who looked into the present, and also he was worried about the future. That is why he identified young people to have career, and he was very fond to the issue of mathematics, physical science. He wanted to see young people to be qualified. That is why he went to farm school and changed all farm school into boarding school. So it's one person who was very, very, very worried. That is why even the budget of Mpumalanga, he wanted to change more into service delivery than employing people. But he wanted to see service delivery going to the people than to hire people to work in government. He wanted more budget to deal with the issue of service delivery. So I will miss his wisdom into the love of the people.
As was affectionately known as Lomzala, politically you would have had a lot of engagements with him. I spoke to him at the late funeral of Tito Mboweni. We had recent engagements about some workings, particularly on infrastructure development within the province. What were some of his comments on the political epoch that the ANC is currently at? What are some of the views we shared with him politically of this moment that your party finds itself in?
No, he was worried, but he had hope that the ANC one day is going to come into power again, and specifically in Mpumalanga, in the country, and he would stay with us and indicate to us that we must not lose hope this difficult time is coming and will pass, and he will be there to advise us as to how can we navigate again and deal with the issues. He analyzed each and every opposition and indicated that this one is going to move up until here. This one is going to move up until here. And what he analyzed always was true. And I definitely know that come 2026, definitely we were going to win local government, and I still hope we are going to win the local government in the memory of Comrade Didi Mabuza. He had hope, and he always indicated to us. Other people were thinking after him leaving government, ourselves we are going to be scattered, he was going to leave the ANC. He said to us, no, their only home is this one. I'm going to die here, and you guys also going to die here. And we had hope, and we trusted him.
Thank you very much, Mr. Pat Ngomane. That is Pat Ngomane, a long-time comrade of David Mabuza, who served in the provincial executive and government with him. I'm going to bring in once again Mr. Desmond Mwela, family spokesperson, and also a protege of former Deputy President David Mabuza. Mr. Mwela, just the processes that are going to unfold now. We do understand that the family has gone to the mortuary to see the remains of the former Deputy President, and rituals will now be performed at the family home in Bryanston, and then ultimately they will come back to the family farm here in Barberton.
Yes, of course, we can confirm that the family is currently in Gauteng, finalizing some few logistics, because you'll remember that Mr. Mabuza, who was the former Deputy President of the ANC and that of the country, passed on yesterday. So the family is still in Gauteng, finalizing those few logistics. Immediately after that, after they've concluded everything that side of Gauteng, they will therefore drive back to Mpumalanga, here at home, to finalize some few logistics, and then thereof the family will sit down together with other relevant stakeholders, including that of the government and of course the African National Congress, where the former Deputy President Didi Mabuza was belonging, because he was a member of the ANC. He died being a member of the ANC. So immediately after that, the family will therefore converge to actually finalize some few processes leading to all these other logistics as far as the funeral and memorial service are concerned, together in consultation with other relevant parties, of course, like our government, because you'll remember that the former Deputy President was the former Deputy President of the Republic of South Africa and that of the ANC. So I'm expecting also a role to be played by the government. As I announced yesterday, the President of the Republic of South Africa issued a statement sending his message of condolences to the family.
Very few people will actually know the nature that you and David Mabuza shared. You are arguably a son to him and a political protege. What did he mean to you? We spoke yesterday, particularly after the news came out. I spoke to you and you were heartbroken. What did David Mabuza, what does David Dabete, the cat Mabuza, mean to you?
Yeah, just to indicate that in a short way, I am what I am because of Comrade Didi Mabuza. Fortunately enough, we come from the same village in Ward 5, Pola. That's where Comrade Didi Mabuza comes from. I also come from the same village. So to me, he was more than he was no longer a comrade, but a father, because he was playing that role, a fatherly figure role in my life. I'm what I am because of his teaching, because of his contribution. What I like the most about him, he will allow me to do whatever and then correct me at the end of the day to indicate that, no, this is not the right way politically if you want to grow. And in life also, this is the correct way if you want to grow. So we'll remember him and on his teachings and many other things that he taught us as this generation.
Thank you very much, Mr. Desmond Mwela. That is Desmond Mwela, family spokesperson and a political protege of David Dabete Mabuza, whom the family will arrive later on this afternoon here at the family home in Barberton. Then discussions and family meetings with government, with relevant structures of the African National Congress will then ensue in the preparation for his final send-off and his memorial service that will take take place sometime during the week.
All right, thank you very much, SABC News senior reporter there, Samkele Maseko, who's out at the family farm of the Mabuza family, where David Mabuza's body will soon be brought.